it's been kind of a special, different deal, and being the first time in the history of the school we had the opportunity to play on that special day with the 7500 helmets. And our kids, the one thing I was concerned a little bit about going into that game is they would come out and because they were an emotional bunch, to be honest with you. And it was important to these guys that we gave that fan base, the community, the university, and the school something to smile about at the end of the day. That was critical to this team. We were ugly at times, but you know what? At the end of the day, they found a way to get it done. We won the football game, and I got a feeling there's probably 75 people up there that are kind of smiling up and down right now, which is a hell of a deal. So I'm proud of the way we played. We got to clean up some things. There's no way you should have 5 or 6 turnovers and win the football game. We did, and that's unusual. And it's just fortunate that we got it done there at the end.
How'd you get the ship righted, Doc? What did you think was the turning thing when you got it back going the right way again?
Well, I was thinking, these kids, they're resilient, they fight and they hang together and they don't quit and they just keep playing hard and eventually went our way. We were fortunate. You got to give Bill and that Tulsa team a lot of credit. They came in there with 2 wins and they go, I think we went up 21-0 or wherever we did, and they had the opportunity not to play the rest of the game. They did. They played extremely hard. They fought back. Had a chance to win there at the end, and our kids found a way, which anytime you go on the road and win a conference game, it's critical. We did that, and you know what? We're happy playing on the way home, which is a good thing.
And it seems that DeAndre's punt return on that go-ahead drive, in the grand scheme may not be that big, but, get you inside like the 40. He didn't fumble. It seems that was just that one little jolt that set you guys up to get it.
I tell you, the wind out here is a barrier. We didn't handle kicks very well, whether it be kickoff, returns, or punts. We didn't field the ball very well. It was a problem out here a couple of years ago too. That wind blows and that ball's all over the place at times. But at the end of the day, we punted them down there. I think to -15. Defense found a way to go 3 and out and get a stop. We punted the ball, got the ball in ready field position, and Gator took it down and scored, which was huge.
What do you say to the guys whenever you see a second half spiraling like that? Is it something that you say, or do you put it on them to sort of find it within themselves?
I think what happens to you is when you got a pretty solid football team, it comes from the leadership of the football team. Now, as coaches, we keep telling them, hey, look, you got to continue to play extremely hard, and good things will happen. Play one play at a time. But you know what? If you look out there, those kids are the guys that the leadership showed up again. Thank goodness from all those captains and everybody on the sideline. And they hung together and found a way to win, which was huge.
With Cato's demeanor, it didn't seem like it changed during the game, which this is the type of game before. He's an emotional guy, and it could have gotten away from him, but he seemed to be the steadying force in this one.
Well, that's where he's matured so much. And you guys have seen him grow up in front of your own eyes as I have. And there's no doubt that as a freshman, he wouldn't handle it very well. Even sometimes as a sophomore a year ago, but he's matured, he's grown up. He had a couple mistakes there himself that he overcame, and at the end of the day, he let us down to win the game, and he's done that a couple times now. I think the FAU's one of them, that's another one, both of them on the road, which was huge.
And numbers-wise, that's a 2012 Cato game with the propensity in which he was throwing. 58. That's 2 games in some of these games you guys have played this year.
Well, we didn't run the ball as well as we'd like to. I think the first half we ran the ball a little bit. At times we ran it pretty well, but Tulsa did a nice job there, moving some people around. They were sticking some backers in the A and B gaps and creating some issues for us. And then, when we did run the ball pretty well, we put it on the ground. That's not good. And, we can't win football games and get where we want to go with that kind of turn the ball over like that. And we hadn't done that, to be honest with you. And Thomas has done a great job with those backs. I guarantee you they're going to have a long day starting tomorrow. Learn how to take care of football.
No, it seems like a million years ago at this point, because the second half went the way it did. But you're up 21-0, you're inside the 10, and Cato throws that pick right there. How big of a swing is that whenever you can go up 28-0 and sort of put a team on its back that early in the game?
There's no question that was critical. If you score right there, you're up, as you mentioned, 28, and I think they took it down, scored, but bottom line, it was a big. And then again, the second half. We just, they kicked off into the wind, and we turned it over there twice. To them in great field position. They ended up tying it up, going ahead, and but again, I'm just so proud of the football team with the way to be able to come on the road and to win. And that Tulsa's got some good play. I mean, Watts is a good player in this league now. I mean, that kid will play in the NFL someday. And they got some really good players. And, you know, again, I'm just proud of the way our kids responded, and just to come on the road and get a win on the anniversary that we did, and be able to wear that 75 helmets and go back with a lot of smiling faces is huge for this football team, for our community, our fan base, and our school.
Defensively, the third quarter, it seemed like the guys were against the short field the entire quarter. To come back with those stops in the fourth quarter, and Rouse gets pressure and feeds the quarterback right into Rashad on that key 4th and 11, and some other plays like that they made. It's going to say 34 points, but it didn't really seem like a 34-point defensive effort.
It did, and they ran the ball. We stopped the run very well again, but they're good. I mean, like I say, they've got two really good tailbacks, and Bill does a great job with that team. He really does. He's an excellent coach and creates some problems for us. We didn't tackle a lot of times either. I don't know the number of missed tackles, but we've been pretty proud all year of being single-digit missed tackles. But I would guess after grading the film tomorrow, we'll quite be that.
Did the guys say that they were doing anything special in pass protection to keep Evans kind of clean? Because that was a thing. I mean, you figured that the pressure on him would get him rattled, but it seemed that he had some time, at least in the beginning, and it wasn't until the end, like with that last sack. That
you got pressure on him at the end. You're right. He was getting the ball out of his hand, and they were getting him on the perimeter some too, some play action, and some boots and some things. But you know what? He's going to be a good quarterback. I guess we don't have to worry about him anymore. We're going to win the conference, so I don't see unless we get playing the ball games.
What did you all see as far as the second half? It seemed like Cato went more to Mumu on the short stop routes and to Craig Wilkins, which is something we hadn't seen for the last 4 or 5 weeks.
Well, they were bracketing a little bit inside too, and they were some soft corners that were outside. We ran by them a couple of times out there. We just couldn't throw or catch it, for whatever reason. But we left some points in the board, and we left some scores out there with Cato, whether it be the wind or whatever it was. But he's normally pretty accurate. With Jazz King one time running open, and moved 2 or 3 times really through. But hey, bottom line is we won the game. That's 45 to 30, whatever the hell it was. But we're going home happy. And like I say, that was critical win for us on the road.